mention that in the early years of the 21st century, man was being closely watched by intelligence greater than theirs. Yet somehow mortal has learned.
Through the chaos, we determine the Fanatics. The Fanatics. The Fanatics.
That's right, folks. Last segment, most important segment, fun segment. You've been listening to the Fanatics and the Fans San Diego International Podcast 2016. Brandon.
Yes.
Our con person.
Mm-hmm.
If you were going to San Diego Comic-Con or any other major, huge con,
Like
what's the
Visiting
first piece of advice you're going to give people?
Shoes. Wear the most comfortable things you have.
Unless you're cosplaying.
No, even this.
Yeah, even when you're cosplaying.
Change your costume.
Don't wear your costume more than an hour or two if you've got really uncomfortable shoes, because there is places like that you are walking a mile at least just to see anything you want to see. Like at Planet Comic-Con, and for those of you who've been there, that extension hall there is just, it's huge. And if you walk from one end to another just to go see Stan Lee, and then wait in line for Stan Lee for 3 hours, like I did, then your feet are going to just kill you. So just wear a good pair of shoes.
And
This
actually,
is the most important
your
thing.
convention center is just that bad.
Oh, it's really big, and as much as I walk around it back and forth, I put in I think 45 miles that weekend.
Actually,
Yikes.
you
Damn,
Sunday
that sounds impressive.
Yeah.
was so funny. You tried to and for those of you that didn't get a chance to be there or hear, go back and listen to Fanatics and the Fan at VisionCon this Sunday giveaway. Brandon comes in and tries to make this announcement, be all cool and say he's part of us. And Brandon looked drunk as hell. And he wasn't drunk. Please understand. Brandon was not drunk. Brandon was exhausted.
Sleep deprivation.
If he had auditioned for The Walking Dead at that moment, he would have gotten on the show in a heartbeat.
At that point, I had been about 40 miles down. I was sleeping in increments. It was only 2 to 3 hours of sleep at a time because there was always a phone call. The second I got in the shower, I didn't shower that morning because the second I got in the shower Saturday, I got 3 phone calls in and out of the shower, just trying to finish washing my hair. So by the time Sunday came around, I'm like, I'm not showering, I'm not that done. We're just gonna go. We're gonna start walking the floor and try to get things done. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So my whole day was you eat, maybe a handful or two of nuts to get your protein and energy out. You take a 45-minute nap, 45 minutes. And then you go back on the floor for another 5 hours, and that was how my whole weekend went. It was in 5-hour, 6-hour increments. So it was really fun.
We didn't even leave until 3:30 a.m. on Saturday, and we saw Brandon before we left. He walked past, he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And we're like,
Actually,
you okay?
I was headed to you next because you are a huge con goer.
Oh yeah, I love cons.
And although you're that con goer that, despite everybody else's advice, will still wear high heels.
I do.
That's just how I roll his eyes.
You're not
like,
wrong.
Yeah,
I can see you down there. I can, but they're editorializing for me. So.
I'm sure you could feel the eye roll. The vibes are strong.
So, what is your advice for because this is not just minicon. This convention starts on Wednesday,
Right.
and does not end until I know these people are not leaving this place until Monday morning, most likely.
I mean, the advice that I try to follow when I go to cons is to try and be smart about the things that you're doing, the places that you're doing them. If you're gonna get drunk, do it with at least one other person so that you don't get kidnapped and murdered. But probably more realistic advice would be...
And actually, that advice does apply to playing Pokemon Go while you're running around the convention center.
Bring someone else with you. But
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? Oh, sorry.
But more realistically, probably I would wear
Close?
less heavy cosplays, because I wear a Castiel one that has a trench coat, and
Hold on a second. A trench coat in San Diego in the middle of July.
Don't wear masks.
I got
Yeah.
heat deprivation or heat exhaustion. Not heat deprivation. That would be convenient. I got heat exhaustion in the middle of Planet Comic-Con, and I had to sit down so I wouldn't pass out. It's a serious issue that can happen.
You've attended your share of conventions as well. What's
My number one rule is don't wear a mask that you can't take on and off conveniently, because
Yeah.
I like masks. You know this, and I've cosplayed Bane and
Oh goodness!
wow, I can't even think of several different other ones. But my Bane one had to loop it around in between around my ponytail, and it took like a minute and a half probably to get on and off, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the amount you take it on, it's terrible. So avoid masks if you're going to do one. Do a light one or a latex one or like a hood. Hoods are good.
Larry,
I always take extra food with me. Keep it in my pocket because you never know when I'm going to be able to get somewhere to eat because you're standing in line to do things.
or wandering around looking for it.
Or wandering around looking for Haley Atwell.
And food prices are pretty obnoxious.
They
Yes,
are.
they
They
are.
are.
And bring cash, because if you try to use an ATM, it's going to be at least a $5 transaction fee.
And another 10 minutes to get through to the ATM because everybody's there.
Yeah.
That would be my advice: is plan how much money you're going to bring, and then just double it.
And then how much oxygen you
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, or as Brandy would do, steal it when your partners are sleeping.
Sure.
Which seems to be normal.
With this particular crew, it's starting to look like that.
You're not wrong.
Comfortable shoes, and I know that sounds like a cop out. Comfortable shoes.
Sounds like a repeat.
Seriously, for an event this big, have you seen the actual floor design?
No, but I'm sure
Are you
it's
walking like
gigantic.
almost a
It is-
mile, right?
Yeah, it's
Isn't it? It's like twice the size of Bartle. Isn't it?
yeah.
And
Please.
Bartle is huge.
Bartle's huge.
insane.
If you're going to be walking around any event like San Diego, you need comfortable shoes, or else you're going to pay for it. Seriously.
My one piece of advice, and I've actually traveled cons with a lot of the people in this room, do that. Don't go to this convention with like your brother. Go with like your brother and all his friends and their girlfriends.
Where are
'Cause
your
it makes
friends, bro?
It makes
Make
it
some
more-
friends talk.
It makes it a lot more fun. I'm the Flash though, so I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay. My friends find me.
Well,
They're out there
actually,
looking.
that's not completely inaccurate, because the first con that I went to that I met Hawk at, he literally like just showed up and I was there and I was like, oh, I know you. I've met you before.
And
I
we
guess
ruled-
we're friends now.
We ruled that con too.
We did.
When they
It was
put
a terrible con.
It was bad.
It was so bad. So back to San Diego, and I'm going to talk to our new folks.
We're talking about TrekCon?
yeah.
I was trying not to say that.
We were gonna be
Yeah.
like subtle about it.
That's where I met everybody.
Oh, we'll talk to you guys about that. It was TrekCon. It was.
Oh,
it was
okay. I thought you said
Wow.
ShrekCon, and I'm like,
How would
That
that be
would
bad?
better.
That is a niche market. If I ever see one.
I would go. I would go. So
Shrek.
let me know when it happens. We'll go.
Don't
San
think.
Diego Comic Con
Someone-
Saturday. There's remaining stuff that we need to talk about. There's a Marvel panel that's coming up in an hour.
Soon.
An hour.
Yeah.
We call that party.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to get done.
What an
It is.
they're releasing a trailer for. Something.
Well, there's been nothing said officially, but the thing is, Guardians of the Galaxy finished production. They're working on editing and everything else, but they've been filming as they've gone.
Right.
We've seen films that have only been filmed, only been in production a week, and they would have some serious trailers. So
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So, with these guys, we're looking forward to at least some kind of a trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Right.
Hopefully
right.
something that will include...
That's got to be an awesome movie. Gotta be.
It will be. It's James Gunn. And then also we're looking at a really cool, more than likely next to, not quite final trailer, for Doctor Strange.
Yay!
That movie's done also. And, oh gosh, I'm telling you right now, what I'm personally looking forward to is, I'm looking forward to some sort of a surprise teaser for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
Just a teaser. I'm not even asking for anything. Just a teaser for Spider-Man.
I want to
Homecoming.
get a good glimpse of of Vulture. Honestly, like if we get a nice glimpse of Vulture, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to release that.
I don't need to. But
I'm
like,
sure
just 2 seconds, just that landing shot in a shadow or something. Just give us that sell me that Vulture is going to make this movie worth
Well,
watching. 'Cause
here's the thing, though.
Or if the costume's got to be ready.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
Just-
really
That's
gotta
my
sell
only
me on it.
my only concern.
It's really going to depend on what Sony wants to do. Because Sony has the controlling. They're able to control the individual films
Yeah.
versus Marvel having full control over their MCU films, even though technically this is an MCU film.
I just wonder how much that's going to play out in reality. Because, I understand that, but can you imagine being the Sony exec that's trying to stand up to the Marvel exec here and be like, no, we're going to do this
I
our
don't,
way?
I don't think they're doing, dude. I don't think there's going to be any of that.
Yeah.
Seriously. Have you seen those emails?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
right.
saying this is going to be a deal that normally would be 60-40. I'm thinking 90-10.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be
That's what
happy
I'm
with
saying.
it.
So, I mean, I feel like Marvel's going to make the Spider-Man movie they want to make.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, I'd like to see, they showed us the Hulk armor for Thor Ragnarok. I'd like to see a little bit more of Thor Ragnarok at this.
Right. That was.
Thing.
Well, you won't.
That's
You
what I
won't.
didn't see
Well,
that.
okay. I don't think you'll see anything that's going to involve any effects.
Oh, yeah, no.
But yeah, overall, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ultimately, I think as far as anything like that, I just want to get word on. I know they're not calling it the Infinity Films anymore. They're going to come up with another name. I want to hear something about what's next for that. I mean, obviously, my bet is that the Eye of Agamotto will be one of the Infinity Stones. But I'm not sure. Has anybody seen some of the promo stuff in theaters for Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Strange is going to have the Time Stone. Because you've got, whichever other ones.
Yeah.
You want to get into that whole mess,
Yeah.
but I think he's going to have the Time one because it also makes the most sense giving Doctor Strange your time vessel because he's someone who already kind of travels in and out of the timeline. He does a lot of observing without screwing with the timeline. To add a beat there. Screwing with the timeline. So, he's an easy person to give time travel to without having to worry too much about it.
Kevin Feige's... Look, this is his film. Out of all the movies that he's overseen since he became the head guy for Marvel Studios, Doctor Strange, according to him, was the character that he's always wanted to do. So they're not going to F this up. This is going to be exactly what he wants to see. Personally, I'm just looking forward to when they actually do decide to get started on that whole big, massive Avengers Part 1, Part 2 film.
So now, my next question is actually be one of my last Saturday questions because we're going to move on to Sunday. A lot of Netflix trailers have been released prior to, during, and come on, Marvel and Netflix. That's just a great marriage right now.
Yes.
I'm excited for everything that's happening. So around the table, and I'm going to start over here with the Power Ranger actor over here. What's up, Tyler? How are you?
What's
buddy?
up? I'm good.
Excited?
Yeah.
This has been a kind of fun show.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
hanging out, talking about San Diego.
Yeah.
Love your T-shirt.
Now let's. I think actually, is there anybody in here that doesn't have that shirt? Well, anyone with taste.
I know.
Mine has stripes on the sleeves. So,
I have
yeah,
five.
But you notice everybody else in the room.
Like, yeah.
I have a whole week's worth.
Let's
Marvel
talk
rules,
about-
DC drools.
Marvel and Netflix in San Diego. What trailer that we've been playing? We know they have a presence there right now.
Right.
What are you most looking for? What's coming up that you just?
We saw the Iron Fist trailer earlier.
He's so iconic, so underdone by Marvel, in my opinion, in both in the comics and in this cinematic universe. I don't know if I'm going to like what they're doing.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, but I'm glad they're doing it.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot, and you're gonna take it.
I mean, you said that about Jessica Jones. You said that about Daredevil. You
I
said
didn't say that about
Daredevil
Jessica Jones.
Season 2.
I'm sorry,
You said that
are you
about
implying
Punisher.
you
You
didn't
said
like
that.
Jessica
No,
Jones?
he's implying that I was not prepared to like Jessica Jones because of the deviations, the
Ew,
large
girl.
deviations that they made.
You even had said that you weren't gonna like Daredevil because I had to convince you of that one too.
You really did. You really did.
So-
They're not lying. They're not lying at all.
What are